When we get in the studio to start a track, it does vary depending on what kind of track we want to make. I think when we have a vocalist come in, we generally just write from like really simple chords, like literally maybe a kick drum as well, but a lot of the time we don't even have a kick drum, we'll just have the chords on loop. Chords that we've come up with on the day, or something that we've worked on a plane or on a train, and we'll bring it in and we'll basically, Kai might have some, I might have some, and then we'll just play them to the vocalist and then they'll choose one to start writing to.
That normally is the best way of writing. Like we've had it a few times where we've had like a whole instrumental track and we'll try and work to that. But I think it gives the writer or the singer more freedom to work with when it's just like something really basic.
When we're in our studio in Finsbury Park, hardware-wise, we generally use the Prophet 6.
Obviously, it's not essential to have like hardware. Like we wrote a lot of the album before we got this, but we kind of found like it has added a lot.
It makes everything sound really like warm and wide. Really kind of adds just another dimension to chords.
So we've actually got two of these. We've got one in the studio and one on our live tour, and that's always travelling around. Half the time we don't know where it is. It's somewhere.
We've got a project open with Imagination, and we can show some of the software that we use. This is an EQ that we really like. It's called AP EQ.
Every track in our songs, every channel, we have one of these EQs, and we pretty much high pass everything. EQing is so important just to sort of clear up headroom. Even like a hi-hat sample could have like a bit of bass in it, and you just want to get rid of that, so you know you want your sub bass to be clean.
Yeah, this one especially is just really effective. It's really kind of, there's just something about it that when you do cut things, you really hear it straight away. Some EQs, you'll do it even if it's a graphic one, and it's not as like effective, and this one just really works. Yeah, we literally put it on everything. You can see that it's on every separate layer to these chords, and it's on the group.
Even the bass lines, we take out the bottom end of that, and then we'll replace it just with a sine wave, and that'll provide the sub bass. It kind of makes it more constant and more like reliable, knowing that you've got that solid bottom end.
A lot of house music producers don't separate their sub from their bass. They'll just use a really kind of, you know, full bass sound from an analog synth or something. Whereas we definitely, like, every time we always split the sub.
So another thing that we do a lot is automation, especially on bass lines. It's so important to like keep your song dynamic, and that's the difference between like having a song that sounds like it's straight out of a computer and having a song that actually feels real and it's breathing and it's moving about. So with bass lines, we're always automating, like especially with the filter cutoff, just like opening up the filter and the resonance. While we're doing that, we might put a bit of reverb on it and take the reverb off. And doing that towards the end of like an 8-bar segment can really sort of help lead into the next bit.
And generally when it goes into like different sections, you know, after maybe a chorus, like on this track, the chorus it's you know, it's more open, it's more like banging and more kind of aggressive. And then when the verse comes back in, it all kind of dies down again, just to kind of, you know, give difference between each section, you know.
And that kind of stuff is really important just to like keep things interesting, really.